So this is meant for people with normal to dry skin. I, on the other hand, have oily skin. I'm gonna try this out anyway. Hi everyone, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I cover oily skin, hooded eyes, and beauty. So in today's video, we're gonna find out if the IT Cosmetics CC Nude Glow Color Correcting Medium Coverage Skin Tint and Brightening Glow Serum with SPF 40 is oily skin approved. Of course, I could not memorize that entire name, so I had to have my eyes glued to this. But anyway, I went ahead and tested this out for 2 days, and for each day I tested this for 10 hours. Day 1, I tested it with primer, and then day 2, I tested it without primer. But before we get into this, let's go ahead and go over the benefits. So this claims to be your medium coverage skin tint and brightening glow serum for an instant healthy glow with hydration that lasts up to 24 hours. Okay guys, so this foundation is actually meant for people with normal to dry skin, and if you're not familiar with this channel, I have the oiliest skin. But I wanted to test this out because everyone who wore this foundation just looked so beautiful and just so glowy, and I wanted to see if I was able to get the same results with my oily skin. So let's go ahead and roll the tape to see if I got those results. Today's day 1, and I am going to be trying this foundation out with primer, and I matched myself online. I got the shade Light, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be a match because I have a doctor's appointment and I'm going to the movies later on tonight with my husband, and I just don't want to walk around with the wrong shade. So here's what the texture is looking like. It is a bit thin. It is dripping down the back of my hand, and it's looking a little dark. Let's go ahead and do the smell test. It just smells like sunscreen. I hate the smell of sunscreen. Okay, so for the left side, I'm going to use a brush, and then for the right side, I'm going to use a sponge to see what works better. Ooh, that oxidized a bit. I just poured a new pump, and there's just a little bit of a difference in color. Oh, God. This is going to be bad. Yeah, it's just a bit dark. Great. Okay, so this is actually blending out beautifully, and it is filling in my pores. This is looking really, really nice and really glowy, and I'm wishing that I had picked a lighter color because this is looking so damn good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply with a brush on the other side. I also forgot to mention that this coverage is looking so good. It is definitely canceling out all of my redness, and it feels super moisturizing. And yes, I can definitely smell that sunscreen. Okay, so looking at both sides, I can actually see that the sponge side gave me a fuller coverage. It's more like a medium coverage, but I just have more coverage on the sponge side than the brush side. The brush is just a little bit sheerer, but not too bad at all. Like, I still have coverage. So I know now that whenever I need just a little bit more coverage, I'll use a sponge. And if I want like a sheer coverage, I'll use a brush. But both sides applied beautifully. It's not streaky. It's not patchy. It's looking very even and very glowy and very beautiful. Now, I do need to even these out because I'm, like I said, going to go out. But so let me just do that really quick, and then we're going to do a close-up so that way you guys can see everything. Alrighty, so now that I've evened everything out, let's go ahead and do a close-up so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at. Here's what the forehead is looking like, nice and glowy. Here's the left side of my face. You can see that it's not a full coverage foundation. It does have like a light to medium coverage. You can see that I have a little blemish there that it didn't cover. And I do have just a little bit of redness on the cheek, but this is looking really, really nice. And then here's the right side looking nice and glowy. Alrighty, now that I'm done with the rest of my makeup, let's go and take a look at my face. Even though I powdered just a little bit, I do still see the glow coming through, which is really, really nice, but it also scares me because I have really, really oily skin, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna be this oily mess at the end of the day. But it does look very beautiful. I love that it really filled in my pores. It's not settling into my fine lines or anything just yet. So let's go ahead and do a close-up so that way you guys can see. Here's what the forehead is looking like. Still very glowy. The left side of my face and the right side. Okay guys, it has been 10 hours, so let's go ahead and take a look at my face. And just so you guys know, there is a thunderstorm going on outside. So if you hear some noises, it is the thunder. I am really shocked with how my makeup is looking. I was really nervous. I didn't know how this was gonna work out because I have insanely oily skin. And looking at my makeup right now, I can definitely see that my oils have come through, but I don't look that bad. I really, really don't. And I don't have any creasing. I don't have any grouping, any separation. I have some transfer on the nose, but I was blowing my nose today. I was eating some spicy nachos, so that's why. But everything else is looking so, so beautiful. I feel like all I need to do is just touch up, like maybe just soak up some of this excess oil and then put some powder on top, and I'm golden. I did not expect this at all. I need to show you guys up close. Here's what the forehead is looking like. You can definitely see my oils have come through, but look at how beautiful this is still looking. Okay, so here's the left side of my face. And as I said earlier, I do have some of my foundation missing around my nostrils because I was blowing my nose earlier today. But look at this, like zero creasing, zero separation. There's no caking. Everything is still looking so good. Of course, like I said, a lot of my oils have come through, but with some touching up, I feel like we would be good. And then the right side of my face also looking still so, so good. So today's day 2 and I have no primer on, just my skincare. So let's go ahead and give this another shot. So I did just one pump on the back of my hand, and I am gonna use my sponge because I really do like the way that it applies the makeup. I just don't like how heavy it looks. So that's why I'm doing just the one pump, and then I will build on it if I have to. Okay, so far I've only put the foundation right here on my face, and this is actually filling in my pores. I don't even need a primer. This is filling in my pores and my fine lines. This is nice. All right, guys, so I just finished my foundation and this is just looking so flawless. I love the way that it looks like just skin. It gives a glow. I do wish that it was my shade because this is just a tad bit dark and I am gonna go out in public, so I do have to lighten this, but this is looking so perfect. Let me do a close-up so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. So here's my forehead looking nice and glowy. And the left side of my face, I cannot get rid of this pesky thing, but here is what this is looking like, nice and glowy. And the right side of my face also looking nice and glowy. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at my face. Okay guys, so I am loving this so far. This is filling in my jumbo pores, and I'm so happy that it's filling in my fine lines. Oh, and also it works really well with the rest of my makeup, like my powders, my creams, everything. It works perfectly. Everything blends out so beautifully. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a close-up so that way you guys can see what I'm seeing. Here's what my forehead is looking like. The left side of my face, and the right side of my face. It's been 10 hours, so let's take a look at my face. Okay, so you can definitely see that my oils have come through. My face is kind of shiny, but I don't have creasing. I don't have caking. I do have just a bit of foundation coming off like around my nostrils just because I've been blowing my nose, but everything else is looking so, so good. I'm actually really happy with how this looks at the end of 10 hours. Let me just go ahead and do a close-up so that way you guys can see everything I'm seeing. So here's my shiny forehead, but it's still looking so good. Here's the left side of my face. Again, foundation kind of missing from my nose, but that's just because I blow my nose all the time. Anyway, it is looking so, so good. No creasing, no caking. I'm so amazed. And then the exact same thing on the right side. As you guys saw in the clips, I really feel like I got the results that I was looking for, and I'm in love. This made me look glowy all day, and even though my oils peeked through after a 10-hour wear, my foundation still looked absolutely perfect because there was no creasing, there was no separation, there was no cakiness, and I normally have that problem like in this area here, and not once did I have that. Now, I do prefer to apply this with a damp sponge because I feel like I get a light to medium coverage, but if you want something that's like more sheer to light, then I would stick with a brush. Either way, this is so gorgeous. Now, you do not need a primer with this foundation because it fills in your fine lines and your pores, and it's really hard to find a foundation that can cover your imperfections and fill in your fine lines and pores. I just feel like this does everything, and I'm super excited. Okay, guys, so I do have to mention that this foundation reminds me of another foundation that I absolutely love, and that foundation is just a little bit more expensive, expensive, so I kind of feel like this is a dupe. So that foundation is going to be the Chantecaille Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation. Now, these will both last you all day, and you know that I do a 10-hour wear test, so they last 10 hours. They don't crease, they don't separate, they don't settle into fine lines, nothing ever gets cakey. So the only difference is the Chantecaille does go on matte, and it doesn't have any SPF. Now, the Nude Glow, this one does go on glowy and there's an SPF. Now, the biggest difference between these two foundations is going to be the price point. So 1 ounce for the Chantecaille is going to be $89 and 1.08 ounces for the Nude Glow is going to be $47. I love both of these foundations equally. I honestly could not tell you which one I love more, but what I can tell you is that I'm super excited to add the Nude Glow to my makeup collection. Also, if you haven't caught on already, this one is definitely oily skin approved. Now, I do have a question for you guys. Knowing what you know now about this foundation, would you mind your oils coming through knowing that your foundation at the end of the day is still gonna look flawless because there's no creasing, no separation, no caking? All you have to worry about is just touching up throughout the day. Does that matter to you guys? Let me know down in the comments below because I know some people don't really like that, but I kind of feel like everything else is just so perfect. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, and if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos and subscribing and just being you. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Bye.